Hey travelers, Joanna here. Welcome back to the channel. If you're planning your very first trip to Sydney, Australia, get ready because I've got you covered. In this video, I'll break down everything you need to know. How to get from the airport to the city, transport costs, hotel prices, the best areas to stay, top things to visit, and exactly how much you'll be spending. So let's dive into this Sydney adventure. You've just touched down in Sydney, one of the most beautiful cities in the world. The excitement is real, and you're probably itching to drop your bags and start exploring. Well, I've got fantastic news for you. Unlike many major cities where the airport is miles from anywhere, Sydney Airport is practically a stone's throw from the city centre, just about 8 kilometres or 5 miles away. That means less time in transit and more time for adventure. Your first decision is how to conquer that short journey. Getting from the airport to your accommodation is surprisingly easy, but the best choice for you really depends on your budget, your group size, and how much luggage you're hauling. So let's break down all your options, from the fastest route to the ultimate budget hack. First up, the train. For speed and convenience, nothing beats the airport link. This train will whisk you away from the airport hustle and have you in the heart of the city in just about 15 minutes. It's a direct shot to major hubs like Central Station, Town Hall, and even Circular Quay, putting you right near the Opera House and Harbour Bridge. A one-way ticket costs around $20 AUD, which might seem a bit steep, but you're paying for pure, unadulterated speed. Pro tip, you don't need a special ticket. You can just tap on and off at the gates using any contactless credit card or your phone. It's the top choice for solo travelers and couples who want to start their vacation stat. Next, let's talk about a classic, an Uber or a taxi. If you're traveling as a family or you've packed for every possible weather scenario and have heavy luggage, this is your stress-free solution. Just follow the signs to the designated taxi ranks or the rideshare pickup zone. A ride into the city will typically cost you between $35 and $50 AUD, but be warned, Sydney traffic is no joke, especially during morning and evening rush hour. That fare could climb if you're stuck in gridlock. Still, for door-to-door service and the comfort of your own private space after a long flight, it's often worth it. A great middle ground option is a shuttle bus. These are a fantastic compromise between cost and convenience, especially if you're traveling solo but still want to be dropped right at your hotel's doorstep. They cost around $20 to $25 AUD per person. You can often pre-book them online for a slight discount, or find their desks inside the arrivals hall. The only catch is that you're on their schedule. They often wait to fill up before leaving and will make multiple stops to drop off other passengers, so the journey can take significantly longer than a taxi. And now, for the ultimate budget tip. If you're a savvy backpacker or just love saving money, listen closely. You can skip the tourist transport altogether and take a local public bus. You'll need to take a short walk from the T1 International or T2/T3 domestic terminals to the public bus stop and catch the 420 bus towards Mascot or Burwood. From there, you can connect to a city-bound train. The whole journey will only cost you a few dollars. You'll need an Opal card, which you can buy at a newsagent in the airport. It takes much longer and isn't ideal with lots of bags, but for the price, it's an unbeatable local secret. Now let's talk about where to stay, because choosing the right neighbourhood can totally shape your Sydney adventure. From waking up to iconic views to living like a local in a trendy suburb, this city has a spot for every style and budget. Let's break down the best areas to call your temporary home. First up, the CBD and Circular Quay. If you want to be in the absolute heart of the action, this is it. You're literally steps away from the Opera House, the Harbour Bridge, and the main ferry terminal that can whisk you away to places like Manly or Taronga Zoo. This is prime real estate, so you'll find mostly upscale hotels and serviced apartments. It's perfect for first-timers who want maximum convenience. Expect to pay between $200 to $400 AUD per night, but for those jaw-dropping, pinch-me-I'm-dreaming views, it can be worth every penny. Just a short walk away is Darling Harbour. This spot is a playground for families and anyone who loves non-stop entertainment. It's packed with attractions like the Sea Life Aquarium, Wildlife Zoo, and the Maritime Museum. The area is buzzing with restaurants, playgrounds, and a super lively atmosphere, especially in the evenings. Hotels here are often large and family-friendly, with prices ranging from about $180 to $300 AUD a night. Pro tip: look for hotel packages that bundle accommodation with tickets to the local attractions. If you're dreaming of the classic Aussie beach lifestyle, then Bondi Beach is calling your name. This is where you come to surf, sunbathe, and see and be seen. Wake up, grab a flat white, and hit the waves before breakfast. Beyond the sand, you'll find world-class cafes, boutique shops, and the famous Bondi to Coogee coastal walk. Accommodation ranges from stylish apartments to boutique hotels, typically costing between $150 and $250 AUD. It's a bit of a trek to the CBD, but for that quintessential beach vibe, it's unbeatable. Now, for my budget-savvy travelers, don't you worry, Sydney has amazing, affordable options. Neighborhoods like Surrey Hills and Newtown are your go-to. They're creative, full of character, and packed with some of the city's best cheap eats, vintage shops, and pubs. You get a real local feel here. Or head to the revitalized King's Cross, a major hub for backpackers. You can find a dorm bed in a fun, social hostel for around $40 to $60 AUD per night, while private rooms in budget hotels or guest houses are closer to $100 to $120 AUD. It's the best way to save money and meet fellow travelers. Getting around Sydney is super easy thanks to the Opal card, which you can use on trains, buses, ferries, and light rail. A single trip within the city is usually $3 to $5 AUD, depending on distance. The daily cap is about $16.80 AUD, so no matter how much you travel, that's the maximum you'll pay. Sundays are amazing. Unlimited travel across Sydney for just $2.80 AUD. Perfect for ferry hopping. Now for the fun part. What to see and do in Sydney. This city is bursting with energy, so let's dive into my top recommendations for first-timers, covering the icons, the hidden gems, and of course the incredible food. First up, the icon of icons, the Sydney Opera House. Walking around the outside and snapping photos is completely free, but to truly appreciate this architectural marvel, you have to go inside. Standard tours start around $43 AUD and give you a fascinating look at the history and design. Pro tip: for a truly unforgettable night, book a ticket to a show. Afterwards, grab a drink at the world-famous opera bar right on the water. The views are, you guessed it, priceless. Right next door is the equally impressive Harbour Bridge, affectionately known as the coat hanger. You can walk or cycle across for free, soaking in incredible views. But for the ultimate thrill, you have to do the bridge climb. It's a splurge, starting around $250 AUD, but climbing to the summit, 134 meters above the water, is a once-in-a-lifetime experience. If that's a bit steep, a fantastic alternative is the Pylon Lookout. For just $25 AUD, you get museum access and nearly the same panoramic view without the harness. You can't come to Sydney and not get out on the water. The ferry from Circular Quay to Manly is an absolute must-do. For about $10 AUD with your Opal card, you get a 30-minute cruise with postcard-perfect views. Once in Manly, stroll down the Corso, hit the famous surf beach, or take a short walk to the calmer, picturesque Shelley Beach for some snorkeling. For the best free activity in Sydney, look no further than the Bondi to Coogee coastal walk. This 6-kilometre clifftop trail is breathtaking. You'll pass by some of Sydney's most famous beaches, including the trendy Tamarama and family-friendly Bronte. Don't forget your swimsuit for a dip along the way, and make sure to get a photo of the iconic Bondi Icebergs ocean pool. It's pure Sydney magic. Speaking of views, how about seeing giraffes with the city skyline as their backdrop? Hop on a ferry to Taronga Zoo. Tickets are around $50 AUD, and it's worth every cent. Right next to the Opera House is the tranquil Royal Botanic Garden. It's free to enter and offers a peaceful escape. Wander through and make your way to Mrs. Macquarie's chair for classic postcard photo. A short walk from the city centre is Darling Harbour, a vibrant hub of entertainment. Here you'll find Sea Life Aquarium and Wildlife Sydney Zoo, with tickets around $45, $50 each. But there's more. Discover the serene Chinese Garden of Friendship, explore naval history at the Australian National Maritime Museum, or just enjoy the lively atmosphere. Beyond the main attractions, Sydney's soul is in its neighbourhoods. Get lost in the laneways of the Rocks, the city's oldest area. For a different vibe, head to Newtown, the bohemian heart of Sydney, famous for its vibrant street art, quirky vintage shops, and incredible, affordable food scene. Okay, let's talk about food because Sydney's food scene is world-class. For that quintessential Aussie brunch, you can't miss the grounds of Alexandria. It's part cafe, part garden, and 100% Instagrammable. Or head to Bill's in Surrey Hills for their legendary ricotta hotcakes. For a classic Aussie experience, grab a meat pie from the iconic Harry's Café de Wheels, or a hearty pub feed at a historic pub in the Rocks. Looking for a flavour explosion? Dive into Spice Alley in Chippendale for a smorgasbord of Asian street food. And if you're celebrating, splash out on a meal at Key or Aria, where the fine dining is matched only by the spectacular views. Expect to pay a premium, but the experience is unforgettable. So, how much should you budget per day in Sydney? Here's a rough idea. Backpacker, $60 to $80 AUD, hostel, cheap eats, public transport, free activities. Mid-range traveller, $150 to $250 AUD, budget hotel, restaurants, attractions, Opal card. Luxury traveller, $400 plus AUD, 4 to 5 star hotels, fine dining, premium tours. Food costs vary. A coffee is about $5 AUD, a casual meal is $15 to $20 AUD, and a restaurant dinner could be $30, $60 AUD per person. Sydney really has it all. Stunning beaches, iconic landmarks, amazing food, and a vibe that makes you want to come back again and again. Whether you're a budget backpacker or traveling in style, this city has something for you. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, and drop a comment with what you're most excited to see in Sydney. Thanks for watching, travelers, and I'll see you on the next adventure. Bye!